this is Dee, and welcome back to my channel. Today on my channel, I am going to be continuing my holiday baking series. Today on my channel, I am going to show you how to create a beautiful pistachio cranberry Christmas wreath. That's right, we're getting back into doing bread, and I have learned over time that baking bread is starting to become one of my favorite things to do on my channel. So follow along as we bake this beautiful pistachio cranberry wreath. Now I'll tell you, this can take 2 days because you're going to need to allow your dough to rest in the refrigerator for up to 16 hours. Now if you start this bake, of course, in the beginning of the day, you can finish it up by the end, but it can take up to 2 days. I have learned any good bread sometimes takes a good resting period, and that's what we're going to do today. So follow along as we create together this beautiful pistachio cranberry wreath. All of the ingredients for this recipe will be listed in the description box. There will be a link to the King Author's website. The gadgets that you'll need for this recipe are a stand mixer with a dough hook. You'll need a pastry mat, a rubber scraper, a bench scraper, kitchen shears, and a food processor. If you don't have a bench scraper, you can use a serrated knife. To our stand mixer, we are going to add all of our dry ingredients, our flour, sugar, yeast. Now, because I know that yeast and salt do not get along, I'm going to go ahead and mix this around just a little bit because yeast and salt are not friends. Then we'll add our salt, our water, eggs, and our vanilla extract. And we are going to mix these ingredients together until we get a soft ball on low to medium. Looks like our dough is coming together nicely. And now we're going to add our cold butter. Let's check the elasticity of our dough. It should be nice and stretchy. Okay, I'm going to continue to knead this dough just a little more, just until it's a little smoother. Okay, I think our dough is at the stretchy consistency that it calls for in the directions, and that's pretty stretchy. And now we're going to add our butter, and we're going to add our butter, just one little pat of butter at a time, and we're going to allow our butter to be well incorporated before we add the next little small pat of butter. I'm going to stop the mixer and scrape down the bowl just to help the butter to incorporate a little bit better. Some of the dough I see is sticking to the bottom of the bowl. I'm going to help it out just a little bit by scraping down my bowl. And continue mixing until all of our butter is incorporated. Final piece of butter. And you may have to stop your mixer periodically. Scrape it down and just make sure that all of your butter is incorporated into your dough. Be patient. Do not rush. Well, you can't rush because you can't move to the next step until this step is complete. And this is what our dough looks like now. So now we are going to take our dough and we are going to place it into this prepared greased bowl, cover it, and let it sit at room temperature for approximately 1 hour. After that, we will take our dough and place it in the refrigerator for 2 hours or up to 16 hours or overnight. I am going to allow my dough to rest in the refrigerator overnight, and we'll finish this dough on tomorrow. And now we're going to get started on our pistachio paste. So to our food processor, we're going to add all of our pistachios, and we're going to pulse these until they're finely ground. Yeah, that's finely ground. Okay, now we are going to take out 2 tablespoons. We're going to reserve 2 tablespoons of our pistachios for garnish. About 2 tablespoons. And then we are going to add our sugar, flour, and our salt. And we are going to mix those ingredients together before adding our butter. And now we are going to add our butter just until our butter becomes like little pea size. I've gone a little overboard. Yeah, because that's past pea size, but that's okay. That's okay. All of this is going to mix together just fine. And then we're going to add our almond extract, and I am using my favorite Nielsen Massey, and our egg. And 1/4 teaspoon of extract. I love almond, so I'll probably add just a little extra. Oh yeah, that's 1/4. Oh yes, there we go. Nice consistency. So we're going to transfer our paste to this bowl, and we're going to refrigerate it. And of course, we're going to use it tomorrow when we take our dough out of the refrigerator. Our dough has risen at room temperature for exactly 1 hour. And this is what it's looking like. And now I will place it in the refrigerator for no more than 16 hours, but definitely overnight. After allowing my dough to rest in the refrigerator overnight, this is what it's looking like. We're going to add a little flour to our cranberries and set them to the side. We're going to prepare our surface to roll out our beautiful dough. Here I'm using a French rolling pin. It's become one of my favorites. Be sure to flour it liberally so that your dough does not stick to your rolling pin. And we're going to flatten out our dough into a 9 by 20 rectangle. This particular baking mat that I'm using has measurements on it. That way I know that I've got the exact size that I need for my dough. We're going to spread our pistachio paste onto our dough, sprinkle with our cranberries and our chopped pistachio. Then we're going to very carefully roll our dough over on itself. Be sure to pinch the seams so that all of your wonderful filling does not come out. Then we're going to take the bench scraper and cut our dough into 2 even pieces. Separating our dough, making sure that the seam side is up, exposing our filling. And then crisscross into a cute little braid. I suggest that you braid it a little tighter. That way you'll have a more beautiful presentation after it's baked. And we're going to place it on our lined baking sheet, tucking in our ends. Cover it for 1 hour to 1.5 hours. And voila, it has doubled in size. Now I did place that little foil in the center, but I'm going to replace that with a little ramekin. So what the egg wash will do is it will allow our bread to bake, and it'll have a beautiful golden color on top. So we are going to bake our bread for 20 minutes at 350 degrees. Then we will remove the ramekin and bake it for an additional 12 minutes. So let's get our bread in the oven. Our bread has about 4 minutes to go, and now it's time to make the glaze. So you're going to need about 3 tablespoons of hot water, which is about 43 grams. And I love using my scale, as you can see. To our hot water, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of our vanilla extract. And actually, I'm using vanilla paste, Nielsen Massey vanilla paste, and we'll mix this together. And immediately when our bread comes out of the oven, we are going to top it with this beautiful glaze and the remainder of our pistachio. Okay, I just removed the bread from the oven. It looks absolutely delicious. Let you see. Of course, you know I'm going to let you see close up first before we add the glaze. Look at that. That is beautiful. So let's go ahead and add our glaze and pistachio that we reserved. And there you have it, our beautiful pistachio cranberry loaf. And you know me, I got to let you see it up close. Wow, look at that, guys. I am so proud of this loaf of bread. Oh my goodness, look at that. This would adorn any Christmas table. Guys, if you bake this for your family, they're going to think you are like a professional. So thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. There won't be a taste test because we need to let this cool completely, but I plan on sharing this. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Thumbs up this video, like, share, subscribe, bake with your family, all of the above. Have a blessed Christmas. Bye.